Hello my friends, welcome to my channel. If you are new, please click the little subscribe button and the bell so you get notifications when I release new videos. And if you've been with me for a while, thank you so much and welcome back. This video is about how to feel. So often, my work is really about emotional validation, healing emotional wounds, really going into the place that shows us who we truly are. And a lot of times people will email me saying, I'm actually surprised by how many people. But in another way, not really, because it was kind of my journey too. I just forgot because it was so long ago. And so many people will write to me and say, but how do I even feel? They've numbed out. They've had a coping mechanism to sort of neglect what they feel or forget what they feel, or because they think what they feel is wrong or they don't deserve to feel it. In this video, I'm going to show you the process to get back into the feeling dimension. Watch this video. So as I get these emails in and people say to me, how do I even feel? At first I was kind of perplexed. I'm like, what? Because I've been doing this feel it to heal it work for over 8 years now. And then I went back into these memories of when I first started school for spiritual psychology. It was an intense 2-year program. And at the beginning, I do actually remember thinking that how I felt was really what I was thinking. And let me explain. When we neglect what we feel for so long, or we're taught that it's wrong, bad, or not okay, we start to live in our head, the inner critic, the anxiety, all of that. And I was definitely one of those people on some level. And when I was in school, we did a lot of exercises around feeling, of course, and healing. And I remember sitting there thinking, when they'd ask me, how do you feel about that? I was so programmed to how I thought I should feel about something. Or I was so programmed about what I thought about this that I was not able to even access at the time how I really felt. And it was really scary even remembering this because I think about how much work I've done since then. So don't expect this healing to be immediate. But remember also, I didn't have a guide to get there until I got to school, until I was totally validated in the ways that I really thought that I should be and never was before then emotionally. And so what I want to share about this is the process, I call it the CVD process, Candace Van Dell process or method, because it really is about getting real about how you feel so you can heal. But how do you do that? So this is what you do. You sit in exactly where you are. For instance, my old example was where I was in a place where I couldn't feel my feelings. Literally couldn't, whether that was because it was drugged out of me with Ritalin as a child or because I was in, a modeling acting industry for 20 years. It was based on what I looked like and this ideal rather than this real. Whatever the reasons were, toxic relationships, all the stuff I talk about. I've been through a lot of it. And I think so many years of that made me really shift out of my authentic self in significant ways. And the way that I learned how to get back into me was to just be where I was, not need it to be any different, and feel all those feelings of not feeling. And this is what I mean. If you're like I was a decade ago, you probably sat there and you thought, well, how the fuck do I even start feeling? And so what I want to say is go with that. Well, let's use this as an example. I'm upset because I can't feel. I'm upset because I don't know how to feel what I want to feel. I don't even think I know how to feel. I think I forgot how to feel. I'm totally out of touch with how I feel. Sit with that. Be with that. That is how you currently feel. Newsflash. So many people think, well, I'm supposed to be deep in things and get here and understand this. No, you're not. You're just supposed to be honest about where you're at. Where I'm at is I don't know how to feel. Wow. But my intention is I want to feel more. So I'm big on writing assignments. If you do any of my online courses, you know that by now. So what I would do if I were you is I would take out a piece of paper and I would give that frustration a voice. At the top of the page, this is how I feel. I feel frustrated because I can't feel. And let it out. Let it out. Then the next day, you'll check in and say, this happened. How do I feel about that? It is a total exercise as you go and as time goes on, and you keep checking in with how you feel and you keep writing how you feel regardless of how you think you should feel. Even if you're frustrated, I'm still frustrated. What you eventually do, believe me, because it works, is you get to a breakthrough where you realize, wow, as I validate what I feel, I become more real. This is what happens. So see, we don't validate that usually. Usually we're like, well, frustrated, I can't do it, never mind. No, I want you to work with it. Go towards the thing that's frustrating, towards the thing that's fearful, towards the thing that doesn't know who it is. And go deeper and say, I want to know you fuller. I want to know you more intimately. So you check in every day. If you're still feeling like I don't feel anything at the end of a couple of weeks, something else to look into. I need to now talk to the part of me that's resistant to feel. See, what we have to understand is we are natural healers, but we have to realize how to get in touch with that. And that's the only way to do it, to be honest with you. People will give you different modalities, cool if it works for you. But in my opinion, the only way to get in touch with that wise guide inside, that internal healer, is to go towards it and say, not look outside, look within. You know what? Now I'm frustrated. Oh, why am I still frustrated? Because I still can't feel. Why can't I feel? Because there's resistance. Let me talk to resistance. At the top of your page, you're going to say resistance. This is what I'm resisting. This is how I feel. This is how resistance feels. There are all these parts of ourselves. In my course, Emotional Rehab, which by the way, I should mention, is relaunching right now. You can sign up right now in the link below for the spring class. This is what I teach in there, is not only how to give a voice to these feelings, how to validate these feelings, but also how to work with yourself in a way where you're not invalidating, but you're going deeper and deeper and deeper into these fragmented parts of self that had to separate because it didn't think it should feel this, it didn't think it should feel that. When we start to integrate those fragmented pieces, what happens is we start to realize that even the one that's resistant is part of us that wants validation. When we can go deeper and deeper and realize there is no option. You will heal when you do this work. So when we realize, okay, maybe this is resistance that wants to talk. Okay, maybe this is frustration that wants to talk. Okay, maybe this, and you validate each part of it. Sounds weird. Stay with me here. It works. And you validate each part of these parts of you. Eventually, there won't be anything else in the way that's not getting attention because you're giving attention. And once we see it and we validate it, it starts to heal. Get real about how you feel so you can heal. That doesn't mean I feel great, I feel bad. That could mean I can't feel. And I need to talk to resistance, and I need to give resistance a voice. I need to talk to uncertainty and give uncertainty a voice. I need to talk to fear and look at fear in the face and give it a voice and realize that all of these parts of ourselves that are either in resistance of feeling or overly feeling or afraid of overwhelm, all of those parts of ourselves are parts that need more love, not less. More attention, not less. I made this a 2-year practice for myself. To really get in touch with my authentic self again. It wasn't easy, but I had been fighting for my authentic self my whole life. So when I started validating these parts of myself, it woke up really fast for me and exponentially. And I hope the same happens for you. So I want you guys to try this. Talk to every part of yourself that's in resistance to feel. If you're having trouble feeling, I want you to let me know how this goes for you. If you need more help on this journey, definitely check out Emotional Rehab. It's the Mac Daddy course for any emotional wound and emotional mastery and emotional intelligence. But on top of that, my workbook, Spiritual Fitness, on Amazon. I think you can get it for like a couple bucks now, the Kindle version. But it's on there in the physical version as well. It walks you through this step by step. I think there's 12 chapters in this book. So check it out, but I want you guys to really understand, for those of you that say, I don't know how to feel, all you have to do is talk to the part of yourself that doesn't want to, or who thinks they forgot. I want you to just take this in, see how that works for you. Let me know in the comments, and I will see you next week.